Guys, I can't believe this, but Walt Disney Animation Studios actually made a good movie again. After years of mostly mid movies, Disney pulled through and delivered the first movie since Encanto that I critically consider great, and the first since Wreck-It Ralph that I can confidently say I personally love. Zootopia 2 is actually really great, and I enjoyed it more than the original, which is something that I can't say about any other sequel the main studio has released. The animation is obviously fantastic. The characters look just as alive and detailed as in the first movie, and the city of Zootopia and all of its districts just look so vibrant and colorful, and they still feel so lived in. I also think the plot is a lot more interesting than the first movies. Not to say that the first one's wasn't, because it definitely was, but I think because this one introduced us to so many cool new characters and places, I found myself a hell of a lot more interested in all of them. Now, just like with the first movie, there's an allegory here for real-world issues. This time, it's about rich and powerful people demonizing a certain group and using that for their own good. And if I'm being honest, Z2 handles its message better than Z1, because it feels a lot more earnest and applicable to reality. The first movie had a good message that it was going for, but the questionable ways it went about delivering that certainly make Zootopia 2's look even better in comparison. Now, I was hoping that they would have learned their lesson about terrible twist villains by now, and I'm happy to say they actually pulled it off this time. Pobbert actually has a great amount of screen time, and while there isn't a lot of build-up to him being the villain, you still question during the movie whether he actually wants to stop his family or whether he's going to betray the heroes and try to help his family instead. And when he is revealed, he's actually a little intimidating, even more so than Bellwether, because you got to spend time actually getting attached to him, or rather his facade, during the movie. I also loved the development that Nick and Judy got in this movie. Getting to see them solve this new mystery while also figuring out and eventually accepting their differences is awesome. The scene where they speak their minds and open up to each other is very powerful and one of my favorite scenes in any Disney movie because of how genuine it feels. Just two friends admitting their struggles to each other and being able to do so because Nick and Judy are the most important people to each other. Now, I mentioned that the new characters are all incredible because they are. They're all really entertaining and are really well written, voiced, and animated. I hope we get to see them again in the possible third movie, whether they're part of the main cast again or not. I feel like they could have used Gary a bit more considering how much he appeared in the marketing, but he's fun when he's on screen. And Nibbles is also a lot more significant to the story than I thought she would be, but I'm glad she was because she's awesome and just hilarious. Overall, Zootopia 2 is a step up from the first in almost all aspects and one of Disney's best recent projects. I highly suggest you watch it, especially if you liked the first movie. 8 out of 10.